Japanese and beating your meat to something that happens on the anime, no matter what it is, as long as it makes it entertaining for you, and you say that makes it entertaining for you, that's your opinion. You a nasty motherfucker, but that's your opinion at the end of the day. And you should probably wash your hands too. Don't high five me. What's going on, everyone? Remy here from Therealdealplays, and welcome back to another episode of the Weeaboo podcast. Yes, I'm trying to make this a real thing. Hopefully this lasts longer and I don't get as lazy as I did with the TRD Speaks His Mind, which somewhat want to bring back, but we ain't going to talk about that. Anyways, welcome back to the Weeaboo podcast, the place where your pal, your friend TRD tells you stuff about his opinions or things that he's actually interested in the world of anime. So today I have two topics I want to talk about, and those two topics, they're kind of sort of like, I want to say they're one and the same, not really. These two topics kind of fall under the same category as, like, how do I say this? Like a warring thing, like people, like everyone has like their own faction of things related to this. I don't know how to describe it, but you might get more of a sense of what I'm talking about the further we get into it. So those two things being, of course, English dub versus Japanese sub and gatekeeping. Let's get to it. So let's start with this English dub versus Japanese sub crap. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because I was on Instagram, and this guy I follow, Wilshire, he put up something in his stories where it's like, bruh, people are like legit going at one another, or like either he said they were going at one another or they were going at him for watching the English dub of an anime instead of the Japanese sub. And just to catch you guys up for speed, when I say English dub, I mean like if I say something is in English dub or an anime is in English dub, what I'm saying is that it was recorded using only English voices, right? So English voice actors. If I say something's Japanese subbed, that means it was recorded with Japanese voice actors, but they just put subtitles in there for you to understand what they're saying. That simple, right? So I seen them post this and I'm like, that would actually make a good topic to talk about. So let's talk about it. First of all, let me start off with this. It boggles my mind, right? Because I don't understand it. I don't understand the grasp of this whole little war. See, look, I understand everything is going to have its war. Sports are going to have its wars. You know, like football, you have like the Redskins versus the Cowboys, right? If you ask why I bring up them two, those are the only two fans I ever really run across, right? I'm not a huge sports guy, but I do pay attention. So yeah, like in football, you have your Redskins versus your Cowboys. In video games, you have those people who war over which character is better in a fighting game, which game was better in a series, which weapon in multiplayer is like the most overpowered, what method of beating the game is like the hardest or the cheapest or things like that, right? And those wars I can understand, right? Redskins versus the Cowboys, it's which team comes out on top, right? The whole game community with their thing. Yeah, which character is overpowered? Which weapon is the strongest? Which tactic will allow me to run through this game with the least amount of struggles? I get that. Now, you come over to the anime community, and let me be clear, when you come over to the anime community, there's one thing that the anime community doesn't have, or rather, it does have that every other place doesn't. And that's a fuck ton of opinions. Now, when I say this, I'm not like trying to be, I would like to say I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I'm an asshole at times. But it's this thing that in the anime community, a lot of the shit that's argued over is opinion based. For example, best anime. For example, anime that's the best. Anime that's the best. Character that's most loved. Waifus. husbandos, aka the girl you would want to be with from an anime, the guy you would want to be with from an anime, who's the most overpowered, who had the saddest death. It's a lot of opinionated things in anime, right? And English dub versus Japanese sub is no different. See, the difference between every other thing I just mentioned and now, from like the Redskins versus Cowboys, the gaming things and whatnot, those can all be based off of facts. Like hard facts that you cannot deny, right? Like you could say, like some people might be like, oh yeah, the Cowboys were better than the Redskins this season because, you know, they, you know, most of their, you know, like 70% of their plays, which is the most unreal fucking number ever. 70% of the plays they make get touchdowns. 70% of the plays that they call gets them to score, right? And in video games, it's the same way, you know. Which character is more overpowered? Well, let's see. This character can take more damage, can take more damage, give more damage, heal themselves, and on top of that has an ultimate so powerful that if you're 70 feet away, you can still lose 70% of your health. Those are fact statistics that you can easily say just by experiencing it, seeing it, and playing it, right? Or this weapon is overpowered because you can unload 30 bullets out the gun in 3 seconds and reload the gun in half a second. And it's like, okay, that's pretty overpowered for a weapon. That's needlessly overpowered for a weapon. Things like that. Which game was the best in the series? You can legit, I mean, that one can be opinionated, but you can also chop it up to sales. It's like, especially once you realize like other people play it on YouTube and then other people buy it to go through it. So it's like, yeah, but it's like things like that have facts. So when you jump over to anime and everything's opinionated, it's either your opinion, it's either you're on the same side with somebody or you're wrong. You're never one and the same. You're either right or you're wrong. And somebody else pointed this out. A YouTuber I watched by the name of Heavily Controller pointed this out. Right? Like there's no middleman. Like essentially is what he said. It's like everyone's always on one side of the spectrum. No one's in the middle. And he said this for games, right? He was like, hey, you know, like for games, there's never that one person who's like, hang on, this game could be good, but it can also probably use improvement. There's always people who's either this anime game is going to be the best fucking game ever, or this game is shit and it's going to need improvement, and it will always be shit, right? There's never a middleman, right? And if there is a middleman, they get ridiculed. So, for this argument, I'm that middleman. Like, if somebody came up to me and was like, yo, TRD, you know, which side do you want when it comes to English dub versus Japanese dub? Between English dub and Japanese dub, which side do you want, man? My answer is, I don't care. I'm on a side that says, I don't give a damn which language, English, Japanese, French, Italian, African, Spanish, I don't care what language this is in. Is the story good? Is the story going to interest me from beginning to end? Am I going to watch it, sit there and be like, okay, you were in Spanish, cool. You gave me subtitles that I had to keep up with, cool. But from the first episode to the last episode, from the first season to the final season, you were interesting all the way through. And I think a lot of y'all missed that. It's like, okay, I don't care. Like, for example, right? I've seen Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Age in the English dub. It was still an interesting story. I've seen Sword Art Online, majority of it, in the English dub. Until I got to the Mother Rosario arc, which I've seen in the Japanese dub. That was still interesting to me, regardless. I've seen another in Japanese. I've seen, what else? I've seen Your Lie in April in English. So, you get where I'm coming from here? Despite the fact I've seen these in different languages, at the end of the day, they were all interesting to me. I didn't care what language I seen them in. I feel like a lot of you shouldn't care neither. It's like, yes, it's in this language. It's in insert language here. But at the end of the day, if the story interests you, if you love this story, from beginning to end, you love its characters, you like the plot, you like the ups and downs, the twists, the turns. If you like it, it shouldn't matter what language you listen to it to. At the end of the day, no matter what, if you enjoy it, the language should not matter. It should never matter to that fact, right? And let me put it like this. Y'all who are fighting to prove that one language of an anime is better than the other, let me tell you what it's like. It's like if one country said something about another country, right? Nothing big, nothing scandalous, just some small little shit talk, right? So like America looks at China and they're like, China's a bunch of bitches, right? That's it. That's it. Nothing else. Just China's a bunch of bitches. That's it. Now, China hears this and they're like, well, now we gotta kill every American. So now they're putting soldiers on the front lines, and now we're putting soldiers on the front line, and now there's about to be a war because America said China was a bunch of bitches, and China decided to take that to heart. Here's the thing though, no one had to put soldiers on the front line. Like, literally speaking, America could have said China is a bunch of bitches and said nothing else ever. Like that was just said one time. China was a bunch of bitches. China could have literally sat there and been like, I mean, that's your opinion, bro. Fuck it. Y'all still getting shit from us regardless, and y'all still gonna pay us our money. So yeah. And that could have just been the end of that. That's how you guys are. You guys will willingly do something that creates conflict where there doesn't need to be no conflict, and then y'all will stack soldiers on the front line to fight and kill and die in a war where there doesn't need to be a war. It's like you're literally just killing people for the sake of an opinion. It's an opinion at the end of the day. That's all it is. If you like the Japanese sub, if you like listening to animes and Japanese subs, that's your opinion. If it makes it interesting for you, then cool. If you like animes in English dub, that's your opinion. Cool. If you like watching animes and beating your meat to something that happens on the anime, no matter what it is, as long as it makes it entertaining for you, and you say that makes it entertaining for you, that's your opinion. You a nasty motherfucker, but that's your opinion at the end of the day. And you should probably wash your hands too. Don't high five me. But that's what I'm saying. It's like y'all are so engrossed into your opinions, and y'all never want to be the middle. A lot of y'all are so engrossed in y'all opinions that y'all never want to be the middleman, or y'all don't want to be the middleman and just be like, screw it, man. Or y'all never want to just be like, well, if that's your opinion, cool. That's not my opinion. Like, y'all are so engrossed in y'all opinions, y'all can't even agree to disagree. Y'all disagree to agree, but y'all can't agree to disagree, right? Like, and what I mean by that is, like, long story short, instead of just saying, oh, you like the Japanese sub, I like the English dub, cool, all right? Total different matter of opinions. Regardless though, like, let me put it like this. Let's say you and another person are both watching Your Light in April, right? Your Light in April is a pretty good story, right? No matter what language you listen to it in, it's the same story nonetheless. It's the same story about a boy who was traumatized as a kid because his mother used to beat him to learn the piano, to play the piano perfectly, who was traumatized to never want to play in competitions, who met a girl who played in a competition and re-sparked his interest in playing in competitions with the piano. It's the same story nonetheless, no matter if you listen to it in Japanese or English. Instead of agreeing to disagree, saying, hey, you may like it in this language, I may like it in this language, but at the end of the day, the story is still interesting, isn't it? You have to be like, no, that's wrong. You're not supposed to listen to it in English. You're supposed to listen to it in Japanese and follow these subtitles, because if not, you're not a real anime fan. And I don't understand that for the life of me. Like, so why is your opinion correct? Huh? And this isn't even something you can argue. It's just saying, hey, my opinion's correct because it's my opinion, right? It's like, no, your opinion is an opinion. It's how you feel about something. All opinions aren't correct. This is a situation where no opinion is correct, because I can watch this in English and still have the same experience, if not a different experience from you, because of how I feel about the story itself instead of the language they speak. And with that being said, we're going to move into our second topic, gatekeeping, because gatekeepers are supposedly the biggest reason to decide if you are an anime fan or not. For those who don't know what gatekeeping is, let me keep it short, sweet, and straight to the point because we are running long on this one. Gatekeeping is essentially when someone tells you, and everyone has had this before, I don't give a damn what you're into. Someone has experienced not even someone, everyone has experienced gatekeeping before. Whether it be in real life, whether it be about sports, whether it be about games, whether it be about anime, you have experienced gatekeeping one way or another. Let me give you the scenario. So let's say gamer-wise. You a gamer, you played Call of Duty, right? You played every Call of Duty after the Modern Warfare series, right? So that means you didn't play nothing from Call of Duty World at War all the way to Modern Warfare 3. You never touched those games, right? But you've played Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops Declassified, Black Ops 3. You've played Advanced Warfare. You've played Infinite Warfare. You've played World War II. You played all these Call of Duties, right? So you consider yourself a Call of Duty fan. Someone walks up to you and says, wow, you're not a Call of Duty fan until you play Modern Warfare 1 through 3 and World at War. That is essentially gatekeeping. They're telling you that you cannot be considered something until you follow this task. I got a question for you. When the hell did we enter an RPG, aka a role-playing game? I don't remember somebody giving me a quest telling me that, I don't remember you being an NPC giving me a quest saying, hey, you want to advance through this area? I need this item, and this item. You bring it back to me and I'll let you pass. Right? I don't remember this being an MMORPG, because if that's the case, where the hell is my level up at? Where the hell is my status screen at? Where the hell is my weapon at? Right? Like, I don't understand. Y'all, what the hell is the point of being a gatekeeper? Right? Like, why are y'all so quick to be royal? Why are y'all so quick to royal god instead of being a gate opener? Right? And what I mean by being a gate opener, right? So one thing I'll do is, right, if somebody tells me they watch anime, right, I usually ask them, oh really, what type of anime do you watch, right? And if they tell me like, like Naruto or Dragon Ball Z, I'll be the first person to be like, man, that's cool. That's your opinion. You watch Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, cool. But like there's other animes out there, man. Go watch Your Lie in April. Go watch Future Diary. Go watch, just go watch. I'm not trying to force it on them. But it's more so the fact of, I'm trying to be a gate opener. I'm trying to, get you to like, see that there's other animes out there besides just Naruto and Dragon Ball Z. Now, if you like those animes, cool, right? If you don't like other animes, cool, right? But if you just don't like other animes, despite never seeing them, I'm not telling you, you gotta watch, like, oh, you gotta watch Future Diary, and you gotta watch things like Future Diary and Death Note and all these other animes to be considered an anime fan. No, all I'm simply saying is, dude, listen, Naruto is cool, alright? I've seen it. Dragon Ball Z is cool. I've seen it. All I'm saying is, go dip your toe in something else. Go dip your toe in this love story of Your Lie in April. Go dip your toe in this drama of Future Diary. Go dip your toe in this mystery of another. Just dip your toe. Even if you're not gonna swim in this pool of anime, dip your toe in the water. See if you find something you like, right? Instead of being gatekeepers, instead of so many of y'all being gatekeepers, why don't y'all just be gate openers, right? Instead of telling people they're not anime fans because they don't watch the anime you watch, instead, why not instead turn around and be like, okay, instead of, hey, you're not a fan because you don't watch the animes I watch, instead be like, hey, listen, those animes are cool. I'm not saying they're not, but what I am going to say is there's a whole spectrum of anime out there. A whole spectrum of genres. There's a whole spectrum of genres of anime out there, right? Why don't you just go explore? Why don't you just go look around, explore? Go on Netflix, go on Crunchyroll, go on YouTube, go explore around, go find some more animes, man. Like, I'm not saying you gotta find more animes, because if you don't like them, at the end of the day, you still got Naruto, you still got Dragon Ball Z, man. Just look around, go in the store, it looks interesting, go in the store and browse around, man. You ain't gotta leave with nothing. This is your first time in it. You just trying to see what they got. Same thing with anime. You just going ahead to see what it's offering, man. But instead, so many of y'all be so quick to put up the sword and shield and be like, you're not that. You can't get past and be considered an anime fan if you haven't seen such and such. For example, remember this too. I was talking with some friends about anime, obviously, because don't know if you know it, but I'm a geek, right? If you've been watching my channel this long and haven't realized that your boy is a geek, I mean, surprise, I guess. I don't really know. but anyways, that was terrible. But anyways, I was talking with some friends about anime, and I remember this group of guys came around. You could tell they watch anime. This one guy told me that I am not considered an anime fan because he asked me if I have seen Yuri on Ice, which I have yet to see. He tells me you aren't considered an anime fan until you watch Yuri on Ice because it's the best anime ever made. And I'm like, huh. So I'm not considered an anime fan because I don't watch one anime out of the 20 billion that's been made over the years? Huh. Okay, that's an interesting perspective, but a crazy one to say the least. But if that's what you think makes an anime fan, that's on you, man. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna go over here and continue watching this Dead Man Wonderland. All right, like it's things like this, like wars and little conflicts like this are created over just opinions, right? Like let's just talk about this. Let me throw a moral out there. A war. Let me say this. There's no point in fighting over something that won't make a major change, right? For example, the French Revolution was fought because people of higher status classes, in other words, the rich, decided to put a huge tax on the poor and was literally taking everything from them when they couldn't pay it. The poor, or the lower class, decided, you know what? They'd spend all this time sitting up in their palaces, eating good and whatnot. It's time for us to take back, right? There's no point in fighting wars that won't have no major changes or have no major changes to come in the future, right? There's no point of rallying up the troops because one group of people decided that they like English dub and you like Japanese sub. There's no point in rallying the troops because this guy told you that you're not a real anime fan because you haven't seen Death Note and you don't have no intention of watching Death Note, right? Now, if you really want to rally the troops, if you really want to get these people on the front line and fight for something, let's fight for the fact that no one has picked up the pencil for the storyboard and the drawing board for No Game No Life Season 2, and nobody has picked it up to finish Dead Man Wonderland. Let's talk about that. Y'all want to start a war about something? Let's start a war about these things. Because trust and believe, I'm ready to see Season 2 of No Game No Life. I'm ready to find out how my boy Gonta and Shiro and everyone else gets out of Dead Man Wonderland. Alright? But that's just my opinion. Anyways, I'm gonna leave you guys here. This has been this week's episode of the Weeaboo podcast. If you guys did enjoy it, why don't you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I will see all of my fellow Weeaboos later.